Chapter 61 Holy Lord, damn Lopez, you would rather die than let me go. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Black Hand Mansion. Although I have given Link the authority of the Shadow Core, it is all worth it. I will be resurrected soon, that the Holy Lord hummed a tune happily. Just now, it felt that Lope's aura had completely dissipated, and it was obvious that the opponent had been killed by his good disciple. Killing the Lope statue also means that its good disciple will bring back the most important mouse to it. Once the rat charm is in place, it will have more options in the future. You can wait for all 12 talismans to be collected and resurrect in full glory. You can also choose to pay a certain price for forced resurrection. In this way, its attitude towards Link no longer needs to be as humble as before, and it can be much tougher. The day when its Holy Lord will rise is coming soon. Master Holy Lord, I'm back. But just when the Holy Lord was thinking wildly, Link and the Shadow Soldiers suddenly emerged from the shadows and greeted the Holy Lord. Master Holy Master, the mission you arranged has been successfully completed. Lopez's statue has been completely destroyed. Link casually threw a handful of broken soil in front of the Holy Lord. This is the broken soil that splashed onto Lope's body when he blew himself up. This is evidence of the destruction of Lope's statue. Great! You are truly a good disciple of my Holy Lord. Looking at the fragments of Lope's statue, the Holy Lord said excitedly, once Lope died, no one in the world could make him feel afraid. It is one step closer to resurrecting and reunifying Asia. So good disciple, where is my rat talisman? Ahem, cough, cough. This is not because I want the talisman as a master, but mainly because I want to quickly teach you the magic of turning silence into movement. Obtaining the rat talisman is an important matter right now. As long as the rat talisman is obtained, even if the remaining talisman cannot be collected, it can still be resurrected. The only difference is the price you need to pay for resurrection. I'm sorry, Master Holy Master, the rat charm is gone. Faced with the Holy Master's excited tone, Link said calmly. Gone? What's gone? Is it possible that you didn't grab the rat charm? Impossible. With your strength, it's impossible for a mere statue of Lopez to stop you. You must be kidding me, right? The Holy Master looked at Link, stunned for a moment, and then showed an embarrassed smile. However, when the Holy Master saw that Link's expression remained unchanged, an ominous feeling suddenly filled its heart. Oh, I didn't expect Lope to be so bold. I was about to succeed with the rat talisman, but this guy would rather destroy the rat talisman than give it to me. Link sighed, tell the Holy Lord everything that happened. What? That damn guy Lope saw that he couldn't keep the rat talisman, so he used the energy scroll to directly destroy the rat talisman. The Holy Lord's expression became dull, and his red eyes were as lifeless as a real stone statue. It never expected that not only did the rat talisman not come with this trip, but the rat talisman itself was actually destroyed by Lope. Can I still be resurrected? It's impossible to be this stone statue for the rest of your life, right? Just when the Holy Master was in despair, Link slowly walked over with a lollipop in his mouth. Master Holy Master, don't be too discouraged. Although the body of the talisman is gone, the power of the talisman is still there. As long as you find the animal with the mouse's magical power, you still have a chance to be resurrected. Although the rat charm has changed from a dead thing to a living thing, it is much more difficult to find, but you can still find it if you want to look for it. That's right. My dear disciple, you are right. The Holy Master took a deep breath and his tone became much calmer. I will leave it to you next. I have prepared the magic corresponding to the remaining 12 spells for you. Since he couldn't get the rat talisman, the Holy Master knew that he still didn't have the qualifications to negotiate terms with Link. Now the only hope for its resurrection can only be placed on Link. Don't worry, Master Holy Master. Even if you don't tell me, I will help you find the talisman. After all, we have a deep relationship between master and disciple. Facing the Holy Lord's instructions, Link gave a thumbs up and said with a bright smile, Dad's antique shop. While Qianlong was checking ancient books and materials, he translated the ancient writing on the stone that Luo Pei left for them into modern writing. Dad, can we really complete such a complicated magic? Qianlong looked at the rituals and materials that he had just translated into 1/10 of them, and couldn't help but feel dizzy. the magic of Lope's sealing of the Holy Lord is quite complex, requiring not only a righteous master, but also a large number of manpower to assist in its execution. In other words, they still need to provide certain training for the agents in District 13 before they can cast this magic. Dad? Dad, are you asleep? Qianlong shouted many times, but received no response from his father. He was a little worried whether his father had been frightened by what happened during the day, so he quickly went into the back room to check on his father. As soon as he entered the house, he saw his father sitting in front of the crucible talking. Dad, are you looking for your friends in the magic world? Qianlong asked with some confusion. Seeing the crucible, he knew that his father was contacting some old friends in the magic world. It's just that he doesn't know why his father is looking for him. Oh, is it Qianlong? The father glanced at Qianlong and said slowly, I'm going to ask them if they have any impression of Danzo, the black energy wizard. Asking about Mr. Danzo? Qianlong was stunned. Dad, do you still think there is something wrong with him? Dad nodded. Yes, you remember that Valon came here with the shadow soldiers during the day, right? I feel that person is not Valon. As the leading righteous Qi wizard today, Dad can also see Qi in people when he uses magic. Although he had never seen Valon, Valon's energy during the day was too similar to the energy he had seen Danzo before. He had reason to suspect that Valon was Danzo in disguise. If Valon is Danzo, what is his purpose? Dad thought silently. He obviously told them before that Lope knew about the Holy Lord sealing magic, but later he led the Black Shadow Corps to destroy the statue of Lope. This seems to reveal a conflicting feeling of wanting to help the Holy Lord, but not wanting to help completely. Is it possible that he made some kind of agreement with the Holy Lord? He can get certain benefits by helping the Holy Lord resurrect, but he is afraid that the Holy Lord will take action against him after his resurrection, so he wants us to deal with the Holy Lord. Thinking of this, Dad suddenly felt a chill all over his body. If it was as he suspected, then the evil contained in Danzo, a black energy wizard, was extraordinary. The other party not only used them, but even the legendary insidious, cunning and scheming Holy Lord was played by him. It's so scary. Chapter 62 The Best Working Group, Black Shadow Corps. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Why is it said that the Shadow Soldiers are the best migrant worker group? Not because of how strong they are, nor how handsome they look, mainly because they are versatile and can do any job. This morning, as soon as Link opened his eyes, he saw that the Shadow Soldiers had already prepared toiletries and breakfast. Without Link having to speak, the caring Shadow Soldiers turned into servants and helped Link complete everything. Link also experienced the beauty of a wave of nobles under the other party's service. I don't know if these Shadow Soldiers are born with these skills, or if they were later cultivated by the leaders of the gang. In short, I am taking advantage of this. Enjoying the perfect service from the Shadow Soldiers, Link nodded with satisfaction. This is a part-time job group that can fight, serve, and is on standby 24 hours a day. It's not something you can get with just money. It can only be said that the Holy Master has a kind heart and is actually willing to give him such a perfect Black Shadow Corps. And it's not just the Black Shadow Corps that has been harvested recently. Valon and the others also brought back this. With that said, Link slowly took out the horse, dog, and monkey charms from his pocket. It turns out that the Black Hand Gang Quartet are indeed the best of the best. Without the obstruction of Qianlong and others, their actions were extremely efficient. In just a few days, they recovered the horse charm from a house in the snowy mountains. Not only that, Valon even found a dog charm from a group of windmills in Bavaria and a monkey charm from the sea. As a result, apart from the rat talisman, which was destroyed by Lope, and the chicken talisman and sheep talisman, which were taken away by Qianlong, only the tiger talisman is left and there is still no news about it. Although the dog's immortality and the monkey's transformation are also very good, the tiger talisman is the one I want most. Link was a little helpless. The tiger talisman seems to have no effect in the original work, and its performance is only to divide Qianlong into good and evil people, but in fact, the yin and yang balance magic corresponding to the tiger talisman is the key to freely using the talisman magic. If there is no tiger talisman corresponding to the yin and yang balance magic, then Link will have no way to adjust the conflict between the various talisman magic. At most one spell can be used at the same time. Only by acquiring the yin and yang balance magic can he cast multiple talisman magic at the same time. thus maximizing the power of the talisman magic. Dong dong dong. Link was thinking about the tiger talisman when there was a knock on the door of his room. Link walked over, opened the door and saw that the person outside was Valon. "What's the matter?" "Mr. Link, the Holy Master wants you to go to his place." Valon said respectfully. For some reason, he felt that Link's aura became more mysterious after not seeing him for a few days. Although he has never learned magic, he has been in the dark world for many years. It is naturally impossible to say that he knows nothing about magic. The change in Link's aura can easily make him think that his magical attainments have broken through again. Perhaps now that the boss has the ability to help solve the problems that the Black Hand Gang has encountered recently. Valon felt Link's mysterious aura, and his eyes suddenly lit up. Since getting the green beard gloves and opening a technology company, the money of their Black Hand Gang has been growing as if they are procreating. This is undoubtedly a happy thing. However, they make too much money. Such a profitable business will inevitably encounter the prying eyes of some people. Recently, Valon's mechanical parts factories and assembly plants located across the country have received a lot of malicious retaliation from competitors. Among them, there is a group of extraordinary forces eyeing them. This group of extraordinary forces are a group of magicians. They attacked the factory and disguised it as a natural accident, making Valon miserable. It is true that their Black Hand Gang does have a lot of energy, but they are still somewhat powerless in the face of extraordinary forces. At the moment, only Link can help him tide over the difficulties. "Mr. Link, the company needs your help. Those magicians can control the lightning sphere, which is not something ordinary people can deal with." After Valon informed Link of the recent attack on the company's factory, he said with a pleading expression. Listening to Valon's complaining words, Link realized that the company's properties had been frequently attacked by a group of mysterious mages recently, and the other party also threatened them to hand over a protection fee, otherwise they would continue to attack the factory. "A magician who can master the lightning ball." Link frowned. Valon's description reminded him of the group of magicians who stole Stonehenge in the extra chapter of the original book. The other party's base camp seems to be in the country of U, and they have a considerable background. Their people are everywhere in the city. This group of magicians firmly believes that Stonehenge has powerful magic power, and wants to use Stonehenge to destroy the world and regress the world's technology back to the Dark Ages. In this way, they, the magicians, could rule the world. In the original work, they did activate Stonehenge, but that Stonehenge was not a weapon capable of destroying the world, but a UFO signal transmitter. Isn't it because they think that our company's production of high-tech machinery will prevent the world from returning to the Dark Ages, so they are attacking us? Thinking of the founding purpose of the Magic Association, Link was speechless. The Holy Lord failed to turn the world back to the Dark Ages, so how could he succeed with those scumbags? You know, in the original book, there were so many people in their Magic Association, but their magic was easily cancelled by their father with a spell on the phone. It can be seen that the level of these magicians is probably half-baked. In any case, since the other party dared to attack his company, Link must teach them a lesson. "I understand. In this case, I will let the shadow soldiers follow you to in-country. Those magicians must pay the price they deserve." Link waved his hand, and a large number of shadow soldiers appeared beside Valon. With the three-legged cat skills of those magicians, there is no need for Link to go there in person. In his opinion, the Shadow Army, a group of high-quality workers, is enough to deal with those magicians. "Thank you, Mr. Link." Seeing that Link actually summoned the shadow soldiers, Valon's face lit up immediately. As the leader of the world's largest gang, the Black Hand Gang, he naturally knew the value and strength of the Shadow Corps. This is an elite force that is immortal, never feels tired, and has mastered the skills of using various weapons. Even the most elite troops in the Black Hand Gang are not as good as the shadow soldiers. With the help of this Shadow Corps, isn't it easy for him to deal with a group of magicians who can only generate electricity? Please support me, big guys. Knock your head, and ask for free follow-up reading and recommendation tickets. Chapter 63 Link, Master Saint, are you trying to trick me again? You are listening at NovelFull.audio. After sending away Valon, who couldn't wait to seek revenge on those magicians, Link followed the other party's instructions and came to the top room of the Black Hand building where the Holy Lord was. "Master Holy Lord, what do you want from me?" Link asked. putting on the air of a good apprentice. Both he and the Holy Master knew in their hearts that the relationship between the two was actually mutual use. Even if there is a master-disciple relationship, it's just too big a deal. However, after all, the Holy Lord still has something he needs, therefore, it is necessary to maintain the superficial harmony between the two. Link, you're here. That the Holy Master looked at Link, whose aura became more and more mysterious, and felt a little complicated for a moment. Unlike Valon, who is immortal, as a demon wizard, he can intuitively feel that Link's magical attainments are getting deeper and deeper, and he has even vaguely reached the level of an archmage. If the other party doesn't cheat you, just help yourself resurrect honestly. Then if it is resurrected and rules Asia again, what's the harm in giving it a title of Prime Minister? It's a pity that there are no ifs in the world. The Holy Master is not so generous to this disciple who cheated even one of his resurrection methods. He must pay the price from now on. Good disciple, it seems that your magic skills have improved a lot recently. It's not in vain to serve as my teacher. The Holy Lord wanted to say that his general teachings were not in vain, but after thinking about it carefully, it seemed that except for the first year, which he put a lot of effort into, the rest of the time was spent on Link's own cultivation. What makes him even more embarrassed is that in the first year when he taught him most carefully, Link's training speed was like a tortoise crawling. On the contrary, after it didn't teach Link seriously in the past few months, the other party's magical attainments improved by leaps and bounds, as if he had an epiphany. In this way, its teachings seem to have a negative effect. No matter how shameless the Holy Lord is, it is still embarrassed to say that the reason why Link became so strong is due to his teachings. Ahem, it was not in vain that I handed over the original dragon tooth to you as a master. Now it has become so powerful. The Holy Master coughed a few times and reluctantly found a suitable reason. The future is the future, and the present is now. Even if it takes 30 years to the east and 30 years to the west in the future, if you don't bully the devil, Link will have to pay the price. That will be in the future. Now it still has to talk to Link as a mentor and helpful friend. Link nodded, and there was a wave of business exchanges. That's natural. If it weren't for the teachings of the Holy Master, my disciple, I wouldn't have such strength. Well, that's true. Since Link said so, the Holy Master also agreed. At least Link's 12 talisman magic was taught by him, and he even gave him his dragon scales and teeth to help him practice. All in all, the Holy Lord has a clear conscience. My good disciple, I heard that you found the talisman that my master needs. Why haven't you given it to me yet? After chatting for a few words, the Holy Master went straight to the topic. Oh, that's not to say that my disciple has been busy with the things you arranged recently and forgot about it. After hearing this, Link patted his head and immediately stuffed the dog talisman and monkey talisman into the grooves of the Holy Lord's statue. As the two talismans returned to their positions, a comfortable current instantly filled the Holy Master's entire body. He couldn't help but exclaim, "It feels so good. Master Holy Lord, I have already given you the talisman. Should you also teach me the immortality magic and transformation magic corresponding to dogs and monkeys?" Link said with a smile. The transmutation magic corresponding to the monkey charm is not that helpful to it. After all, he himself mastered the art of transformation. The difference between this art and the magic of change is that one is a blinding method and the other is a real change. Unless you meet an expert, you won't be able to tell the difference, but the immortality magic corresponding to the dog charm is a good magic. This magic can not only give the mage eternal vitality, but also give him unlimited lifespan and the ability to stay young forever. Wait a minute, if I remember correctly, good disciple, you should have a horse charm in your hand, right? Why don't you give it to me? The Holy Master did not answer Link's question. Instead, he stared at his red eyes and spoke to Link in a slightly dangerous tone. Link's sudden action of only giving the dog charm and the monkey charm but not the horse charm instantly aroused its suspicion. The somewhat rusty brain that had been worn down by the years was forced to work and discuss as if a bucket of lubricating oil had been poured into it. Usually when this kid wants to get something out of himself, he will do something like this. It was like this when the ox talisman was cast, and it was also like this when the dragon talisman was cast. Oh, I just want to use the horse charm to help the company do some business, and I will definitely give it to you when the time comes. And Master Holy Lord, if you guessed correctly, the immortal magic corresponding to this dog talisman should also be the original magic of the devil, right? Link smiled maliciously at the Holy Lord. Upon hearing Link's words, the Holy Lord suddenly felt sweat flowing from the gaps in its stone statue. Link is right. This dog talisman's immortality magic is indeed one of their demon's original magics. After all, there has never been any black energy wizard in this world who can be immortal. The most he can do is extend his lifespan. Only demons can be immortal. Good disciple, you don't want Ryuga as your master to practice immortal magic again, do you? The voice of the Holy Lord trembled when he spoke. It doesn't have many dragon teeth left, so it can't give them away. Don't worry, Master Saint. I have already absorbed one of your dragon teeth, so I have already obtained part of your essence. Naturally, I don't need you to give me another dragon tooth. Link smiled and said. That's good. Before the Master Saint heard that Link didn't want to take its dragon teeth anymore, he didn't have time to breathe a sigh of relief, and the next moment Link changed his tone again. But Master Saint, the little essence of the dragon teeth used to practice the energy magic of the dragon spell has already consumed a lot, so I still want to ask you for some dragon scales to help me practice immortal magic. What, you want my dragon scales again? The Master Saint's voice increased again. Could it be that Master Saint dislikes the fact that the dragon scales contain too little essence, so he wants to give me his resurrected dragon teeth? Link's eyes suddenly turned red. Seeing Link's appearance, the Master Saint suddenly felt that something was wrong. If he continued to talk, I was afraid that my dragon tooth would really be lost. Stop, stop, stop. I just helped you think about it. The essence contained in my dragon scales is enough for you to practice. If it is not enough, you can ask me for more. After saying that, the Holy Lord shook his body repeatedly and shook off a lot of stone debris on his body, although losing these stone and dragon scales is also a big sacrifice for the Holy Lord. But compared to losing the dragon tooth, this ending is already quite good. Master Holy Lord, you are so good. In the future, I will definitely help you find the talisman more attentively and strive to help you revive as soon as possible. Link wiped the tears that were forced to fall from the corners of his eyes, but he secretly said in his heart, no wonder, such a good master with extraordinary materials all over his body, he doesn't want to lose it so soon. Chapter 64 Dad wants to take Xiaoyu as his apprentice. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. After obtaining immortality magic and transformation magic from the Holy Lord, Link immediately returned to his magic room and began to practice these two magics. Among them, the transformation magic corresponding to the monkey talisman was almost not difficult for Link to practice and he could complete it quickly, just because of the difference in strength. Link's changes can only be used on himself. It is far from being able to affect other living beings like the genuine monkey charm. Originally, Link thought that change magic had no effect. In fact, it was only after he truly mastered the magic of change that he discovered the horror of the magic of change. Even in his mind, the transformation magic corresponding to the monkey talisman should be ranked high among the 12 talismans, because this magic can not only transform into ordinary creatures, in theory, as long as there is enough mana and insights into this magic, even extraordinary creatures can also change. Vampires, werewolves, snow monsters, sheep-eating beasts, and even evil dragons may not be impossible to change. The magic that can change the genes of living things is really terrifying. It is precisely because Link has vaguely touched the level of the Archmage that he feels that this magic is really powerful. It's no wonder that the Holy Lord dares to claim that he is the most powerful black energy wizard in history, being able to master such a large number of powerful magics. Who is the strongest black energy wizard in history, if not the Holy Lord? In addition to transformation magic, the immortality magic corresponding to the dog talisman is also a good thing, but it is obviously much more difficult to practice. Even though I have taken dragon teeth before, and the Holy Lord also gave me a lot of dragon scales, the source is still insufficient. It is not so much that I have cultivated immortal magic, but rather that I have cultivated life magic. Judging from the current situation, my lifespan has probably been extended to about 300 years. Although this lifespan is not worth mentioning for an immortal demon, it is already longer than many Archmage-level black energy wizards in history. And in addition to lifespan, the strong vitality provided by this magic is also very useful. It can improve the ability to recover quickly after some injuries. The only trouble is that I don't have the tiger talisman, so I can't balance the conflicting forces, so I can't use magic freely. Link muttered to himself, although he now has mastered the 7 spells of extreme speed, great strength, invisibility, energy, change, immortality, and laser eyes, he cannot use them freely because he does not have the yin and yang balance magic. This is equivalent to a total of 7 powers for him, but without the yin and yang balance magic, he can only use 1 power at a time. And once he obtains the yin and yang balance magic, he can use 7 powers at the same time, and his actual combat ability will instantly soar. It seems that we still need to find the tiger talisman as soon as possible and get the yin and yang balance magic. Dad's antique shop. After about a week of translation, the ancient text that Lope left behind to seal the Holy Lord's magic has been deciphered by Qianlong. Dad couldn't help but feel a headache when he saw the magic request. This is not only a test for him, but also a test for Qianlong, Xiaoyu, and even the Dragon Team and the agents of District 13. Qianlong, have you made an appointment with someone to learn the auxiliary rituals of magic? Dad asked loudly. Dad, I have asked Chief Black to find someone. In addition to the agents from District 13, the Ox Warriors and Snakes you requested are also willing to come and help. Qianlong said slowly. Because Link changed the plot, Qianlong did not have as much contact with the two as in the original work. The extent of his acquaintance with Neo Warrior was that he only had some simple conversations with the person who took away his mask after his mask was taken away. In the original work, the situation of no acquaintance without fighting did not happen at all. As for Little Snake, the reason why Qianlong knew her was because he went to the museum and planned to explain the destruction of the Lope statue to the museum director. As a result, it was at this time that he discovered that the Little Snake was stealing the museum's collection. Qianlong, who had a sense of justice, naturally did not allow this kind of thing to happen under his nose, so he hurriedly stepped forward to stop it, and eventually fought with the Little Snake several times. The reason why Qianlong mentioned these 2 people in particular was mainly because these 2 people were the people that his father named and asked for help. In the words of the father, the 2 of them are the objects of support for the righteousness of this era, and they are also one of the key figures in the fight against the Black Energy Camp. The addition of the other party can increase the success rate of sealing the Holy Lord's magic to a certain extent. According to records in ancient books, even geniuses such as the ancient Saint Lope also relied on the help of other people who were supported by righteousness in that era. After going through all the hardships and even paying a huge price, the Holy Lord was sealed into a statue. Even if Lope is resurrected, he may not be able to seal the Holy Lord again, although Dad is very confident in his magical attainments. What they need to face is the legendary Holy Lord, a demon monarch. They probably only have one chance to use the magic that seals the Holy Lord. Once the first seal fails and the Holy Master becomes more wary in the future, the difficulty of their seal will be greatly increased. By then, the future of the Holy Lord ruling Asia again will be unstoppable. So as long as it can increase the possibility of sealing the Holy Lord, Dad will not let it go. Not only did it increase the success rate of sealing the Holy Lord, Dad even prepared a preliminary plan for the failure of sealing the Holy Lord. He planned to find a suitable successor for himself. Only in this way, after his failure or even death, can mankind have a chance to turn the tables. Xiaoyu, come here, that the old man shouted to Xiaoyu, who was reciting words on the side. Dad, you looking for me? Seeing that the old man was looking for him, Xiaoyu ran over with a hop. She almost vomited from reciting words just now, and now she can touch the fish for a while. Xiaoyu, I want to test your magic talent. The old man looked at Xiaoyu with a complicated expression. Unlike Qianlong, who treated Xiaoyu as a childish child, the old man's attitude towards Xiaoyu was that he saw a plastic talent. He could not only see Xiaoyu's usual cleverness, but also saw the strong righteousness in her. This righteousness is a bit like the righteousness of the legendary Saint Seiya described in ancient books. If the old man's guess is correct, perhaps Xiaoyu is the contemporary Saint Seiya. Xiaoyu, who has such righteousness, may not be able to defeat the Holy Lord, but there is no doubt that her chance of defeating the Holy Lord is undoubtedly the greatest. It is precisely because of this that Dad decided to test Xiaoyu's magic aptitude. In this way, even if he fails to seal the Holy Lord in the future or is even killed by the other party, Xiaoyu, who has learned magic, will still have the opportunity to break the Holy Lord's rule. Chapter 65 Valon, I will be completely loyal to you. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Haha, Boss Link. The matter with the magician of the country has been successfully resolved. Those magicians are worse than I thought. They seem to only know the magic of releasing electric balls. I didn't even let the shadow soldiers use hot weapons. I just killed their boss with the cold weapons they brought with them. I contacted Interpol to arrest the remaining magicians. I think those guys should have learned a sufficient lesson and will not continue to provoke us in the future. It was those magicians who burned a hole in my high-end green suit. Alas, now I lost another 10,000 meters of gold. On the other end of the phone, Valon chattered. Obviously, Valona was quite satisfied with this action of his. In this operation, he also had a clearer understanding of Link's current methods. Even if the magic mastered by Link is not included, this group of shadow soldiers alone is a very objective combat power. It can help them deal with most of the troubles. This time he only brought about 100 shadow soldiers, and they defeated an extraordinary organization with many magicians entrenched in the country of you. If Link himself takes action, I'm afraid not many people or extraordinary organizations can resist it. The reason why this operation went so smoothly is thanks to Boss Link's Shadow Core, otherwise those magicians would definitely not be willing to give in. At this moment, Valon once again lamented that his decision to join Link was probably the most correct decision he had ever made in his life. The other party not only allowed him to have money, but also gave him enough power to protect his property. Valon knew very well that if he had not chosen to join Link, no matter how much money he had, he couldn't deal with this group of extraordinary organizations because he only had the Black Hand Gang in his hands, and naturally he couldn't protect his property. It can be said that without Link, nothing like this would be possible. Therefore, his words to Link were full of respect. Okay, Valon, you have repeated this matter 2 or 3 times. I already know that you have protected our company, and you have performed very well. But now I need your help to continue looking for the talisman. What I want to know is information about the talisman. Link himself didn't care too much about the matters at the Magic Association. After all, the level of those magicians is obvious to all in the original work. They obviously have so many magicians, but they were defeated by Dad casting a spell over the phone. It can be seen that most of these magicians have just reached the level of official magicians, and only the leader of that group of magicians can slightly touch the threshold of elite magicians. With such strength, it is simply ridiculous to resist the heavily armed shadow soldiers. Therefore, Valon's success itself was within Link's expectation and not surprising, and all he wants to think about now is to find the Tiger Talisman as soon as possible and learn the Yin and Yang balance magic as soon as possible, so that his strength can be fully utilized as soon as possible. Boss, although I really want to help you find the talisman, the world is so big, even with a talisman tracker it will take some time, Valon said with an aggrieved look. Previously, Link had told him the places where the last 2 spells might appear based on his memory of the original work. The exact location of the Tiger Talisman is unknown, only that it is on a farm in North America. And if the mouse with the magical power of the mouse charm is still the same one in the original plot, in theory, the other party should be in a mine near a town called La Plata. In these places, Valon has sent his most trusted trio of Leisu and Black Tiger Afu to check the situation. It just took a while to give Link an answer. Okay, you can continue your work. Leisu and the others have also worked hard. When the time comes, you can arrange a salary increase for them. Plus now the green beard gloves are yours. If you behave well in the future, I can even help you refine a red beard glove with the same functions as the green beard glove. Link continued to seduce. Since his breakthrough in magic, he has been able to refine some simple magic items on his own, not to mention the green-bearded gloves that he had already studied to perfection. What, 2 green-beard gloves? Upon hearing Link's words, Valon's eyes on the other end of the phone lit up like a light bulb. With 2 green-beard gloves, the money-making efficiency is not directly doubled, but the happiness is doubled. Boss Link, you are so good to me. Valon let out a cry and almost cried. no wonder he was so excited. The main reason is that their family has been serving the Holy Lord for generations over the years, but instead of making a penny, they have been investing all the time, completely losing their originally strong family fortune. On the other hand, Link would not only provide them with funds, but would even help them in time when they encountered any difficulties. It seems that the company encountered blackmail this time, and Link handed the Black Shadow soldiers to him to help him solve the problem. How could the gap between this man and the devil be so big? If anything, Valon still had the thought of betraying Link for more money. Now he plans to serve Link wholeheartedly. After all, after experiencing this magician blackmail incident, Valon felt that making money is indeed important, but being able to keep your money is equally important. If he wanted to protect his property, he had to hug Link's thigh tightly. Otherwise, with the little power of his Black Hand gang, how could he fight against those evil extraordinary organizations? You deserve these. Keep looking for the spell. Link said. Link still values Valon quite highly. Although Valon is a mortal and has never learned magic, he is favored by the black energy. He is the only strong man who can complete the legendary task of keeping an eye on Xiaoyu. The man who is known as the Little Jade Treasure has special existence value and is worth cultivating. And even without this level of relationship, the other party's treasure hunting traits are quite practical. After collecting the talismans, Link also plans to let them go around the world to collect magic props like Greenbeard's gloves. After all, the only talismans left outside are the rat and tiger talismans. With Valon's efficiency and progress, it won't take long to collect them all. I just don't know how my father's research on the magic of sealing the Holy Lord is going. This is the key to whether I can ensure my own safety in the future. Link muttered to himself. He knew the Holy Lord's bad temper all too well. The moment he cheated his dragon teeth and dragon scales, he would definitely not be able to escape the other party's future reckoning. The best and safest way is to use Dad's hand to seal the Holy Lord. Therefore, he must ensure that the other party's sealing Holy Lord magic can be mastered smoothly. No, I still have to go over and see the situation for myself. Chapter 66. Are you discriminating against black wizards? You are listening at NovelFull.audio. 8 o'clock the next day, Link had transformed into Danzo and arrived at the entrance of his father's antique store, greeting his father, Qianlong, and Xiaoyu one by one. Dad, Qianlong, how is the research on Lope's sealing magic going? Mr. Danzo, you are here. Qianlong smiled and said to Link, it's not bad. It was quite successful during the rehearsal. Although his father had said before that there might be something wrong with Danzo, Qianlong didn't think so, or he didn't care that much. In the original work, even when faced with Toru, who was definitely a bad guy, Qianlong was still willing to spend energy trying to persuade him. Facing Mr. Danzo, who did nothing bad, Qianlong would naturally not show a bad attitude. Duanzo, why are you here again? Who are you? Unlike Qianlong's good attitude, his father's expression was a little complicated. Even with the help of his connections in the magic world, Dad couldn't find out Danzo's true identity. You must know that as long as a person lives in the world, it is impossible not to leave traces. Especially people in the magic world often need to purchase all kinds of strange materials, but none of the merchants who sell rare materials in the black market of the magic world have ever seen Danzo. As a result, Dad even suspected that not only Valon's previous identity was false, but even Danzo's identity may not be true. Old goat, don't be so excited. Link said in a relaxed tone. At any rate, I also told you how to get the sealed Holy Lord. Is it helpful to you to some extent? That is this what you called old goat? Dad frowned slightly. He always felt that Danzo was extremely familiar with him. Now he is called the old goat. In the past, it was known that he mastered the production of potions that can extract spells from the Holy Lord. So when you come here this time, are you just trying to take credit from Dad? Or do you want to have a fight with Dad like we did the second time we met? Dad casually took out the dried puffer fish and dried lizard, and the green fluorescence faintly appeared. Others may not know it clearly, but Dad is sure that the Valon who brought the shadow soldiers to the antique store to cause trouble was the same person as Danzo in front of him. It was after that incident that my father spent a lot of time researching righteous magic specifically used to deal with modern technology by searching for various ancient books. He couldn't wait to fight the shadow soldiers in Link's hands. Sorry, old goat, My memory is not very good now that I'm old. How can I remember that this is our first meeting? Link pretended to be innocent and said, is it possible, old goat, that you are discriminating against us black energy wizards? Do you think we don't make our own contribution to justice? In fact, Link was also surprised when he heard his father say that this was the second time they met. After all, he had only used Danzo's vest once. When they met for the second time, Link still used the identity of Valon. In other words, Dad may have discovered that Danzo's vest and Valon's vest are actually the same person. However, the good thing is that even if Dad knew that Danzo was Valon, he would have no evidence to prove it. As long as Link pretends to be stupid, the other party will have nothing to do with him. Dad, we are in a beautiful country now, so we cannot mention discrimination. Shenlong whispered to his father from the side. Although in their era, the discrimination against various genders, races, occupations, etc. has not reached such an obsessive level, but there are still various anti-discrimination demonstrations, but there are not so many. If possible, Shenlong hopes that his father will not get involved to avoid getting into trouble. Okay, old goat. I'm here for two things this time. The first thing is to see how your magic practice of sealing the Holy Lord is going. The second thing is, I brought you some materials from the Holy Lord to see if they will help you seal magic. Link stared at his father with a smile and said, old goat, you don't mind the help of a black energy wizard like me, do you? Don't mind. Dad said through gritted teeth. He has lived in the beautiful country for a long time, so he naturally knows that discrimination can be a big or small matter. The best thing is to guarantee due respect on the surface. That's fine, it's getting late, so I'll leave first. Link handed the extra gravel in his hand to his father, waved to everyone, and turned to leave. That old guy named Danzo, can he still get materials from the Holy Master? Xiaoyu looked at the gravel in his father's hand and said with surprise, she and her father have been practicing magic for a week. He also knows a lot about magic. For example, if the sealing magic developed specifically for the Holy Lord as part of the opponent's body material, it can really increase the success rate of the seal. Could it be that the black energy wizard named Danzo is really a good person? An intersection not far from Dad's antique shop, Link had returned to his original appearance and asked the shadow soldiers on the side, have you investigated Shenlong's physical data? After hearing this, the shadow soldiers handed over Shenlong's body data that they had just drawn and calculated to Link. Perfect. You did a great job. After briefly checking the data, Link gave the ultimate praise to the shadow soldiers. The shadow soldiers touched their heads when they heard the praise, and seemed a little embarrassed. For these dark creatures with simple intelligence, obeying the orders of their superiors is a matter of course. It is their duty to complete the task, and they will be scolded if they fail to complete the task. This is the first time they have heard words of praise for them. Even the shadow generals at that time did not praise them. At this moment, Link's favorability in the hearts of the shadow soldiers has increased again. Very good. With these data, I can go to District 13. Link smiled slightly. According to the data provided by the shadow soldiers, a figure that is 99% similar to the original Shenlong appeared in the original place. Such a level of refinement is probably not even seen by Xiaoyu and Daddy who live with Shenlong day and night. Now it's time to sneak into District 13 and get the talisman back. Link looked at Shenlong's face in the mirror and smiled with satisfaction. Now Valon is looking for the last few talismans that are scattered outside, and he also tries to take out the chicken talisman and the sheep talisman protected by District 13, as the safest place in the United States. Link guessed that the security facilities in District 13 should be quite good. After all, he doesn't have Xiaoyu's skill of walking upstairs. If he wants to sneak into District 13, there is a high possibility of failure. Therefore, Link asked the Black Shadow soldiers to collect Shenlong's detailed physical data to ensure that the disguise is foolproof. Next, he will turn into Shenlong and go to District 13 to steal the remaining talismans. Thank you all for your rewards, monthly tickets, follow-up reading, and recommendation tickets. Chapter 67. Is this the safest District 13? You are listening at NovelFull.audio. California, San Francisco, District 13. Since Sheriff Black took office, District 13 has stood out among the 13 agent districts. It is known as the district that catches criminals the fastest and has the safest security system. And such a heavily guarded place is naturally difficult for outsiders to enter. right? Link didn't know if he was an outsider to District 13. When he came in, the agents in District 13 would greet him warmly. "How is Qianlong recently?" "Qianlong, we are already working hard to learn the magic ritual of sealing the Holy Lord, and we will learn it soon." Listening to the friendly greetings of the agents around him, he even took the initiative to help swipe the card to open the door. Link couldn't help but nod slightly, thinking to himself, "The agents in District 13 are quite friendly. It seems that I can come here often to relax. I just wonder if my father will set up the righteous magic here. Then I'll send you here. If you need anything, just take it yourself." With the friendly help of the agents in District 13, Link came to the storage place of the talisman without any obstacles. Originally, he thought that he might be discovered by those well-trained agents, and then violently intercept the talisman. However, what he didn't expect was that not only were the agents in District 13 not prepared at all, but they also opened the door directly for them. "Qianlong is at most your special operations consultant, right? According to the regulations, can he come directly to the storage place of the talisman without routine inspection?" Link was full of question marks about the actions of the agents in District 13. It seems that in the original book, Xiaoyu was able to sneak into District 13 very smoothly, not only relying on her own righteousness to protect her body, but also relying on her magical skill of walking up the stairs to hide. What's more, the agents in District 13 are somewhat unprofessional. "Forget it, anyway, it's convenient for me to start working after getting the talisman." Link stuffed the chicken talisman and the sheep talisman into his arms with ease. At this moment, a majestic middle-aged male voice suddenly came from behind. "Why are you here, Qianlong?" Link turned his head to find the voice. I saw a big bald man in a black windbreaker walking over with a smile on his face and patted Link on the shoulder. It turned out to be Sheriff Black. "I came here to get the talisman according to my father's instructions," Link said calmly on the surface, but he had begun to be alert in his heart. Although Sheriff Black looked silly in the original book, he was a man who could sit firmly in the top position of District 13. Maybe he was not as silly as he was shown in the animation. What's more, he and Qianlong were close friends for 20 years, and their relationship was far beyond that of ordinary agents. In fact, at this moment, Link was ready to be discovered by Sheriff Black and then make a scene in District 13. However, Sheriff Black's next words really caught him off guard. "Ah. Since it's Dad's request, you must take it quickly, or I'll drive you back." Hearing Sheriff Black's words, Link wanted to laugh at the fact that the other party didn't notice anything wrong, but soon he thought of another possibility. That is, Sheriff Black has already discovered that something is wrong with him, but because of his lack of strength, it's not easy to attack him directly. Maybe now he has already started to ask people to encircle him. If that's the case, then I want to try it out. How powerful are these high-tech weapons? Link's eyes flashed with a light. As the saying goes, the more skilled, the more courageous. He also wanted to try out how powerful the technological weapons in the world of Qianlong's adventures are. "Forget it, I'll go back by myself. Your current task is to hurry up and practice the magic ritual of sealing the Lord as soon as possible." Link pretended to be serious and said, "Ah. I'll do it now." Faced with Link's instructions, Sheriff Black responded nervously. A person cannot be talented in all fields. In terms of special agent techniques such as fighting and information technology, Sheriff Black can confidently say that he has mastered most of them, but in terms of magic rituals, Sheriff Black doesn't know why he can't remember them. It's just some simple movements. But he makes mistakes frequently during rehearsals, so when Qianlong mentioned the magic ritual, he smiled awkwardly and went to practice immediately. "He just left like that." Link looked at Sheriff Black, who ran away in a hurry, and his face was immediately full of confusion. It seems that he really didn't find his problem, and the previous calculations were all made up by his own mind. Link walked out in a daze, and no agent came to stop him along the way. As he left District 13, the agent still helped him open the doors with a smile. Until Link walked out of District 13 safely, no one noticed that he was wrong. "Is this the safest District 13? The corners of Link's mouth twitched slightly, but it was always a good thing to get the talisman. In this way, he can exchange 2 talisman magics from the Lord. At night, Dad's antique shop. "Ha, I finally collected all the materials needed for magic." and I also bought back the small dried pufferfish that Xiaoyu needs to practice magic. Qianlong yawned and lay on the bed with a tired look on his face. These days, he is very busy. During the day, he translated ancient books in the shop and helped agents in District 13 practice magic rituals. At night, he had to drive to a special black market that was only open at night to buy all kinds of magic materials he needed, and he was almost exhausted. Fortunately, it's all over. Actually, if you think about it, the chicken and sheep talismans are stored in the safest area of 13 and cannot be taken away. How could the Holy Master get all the talismans and resurrect them? Qianlong pinched his extremely sore neck and was about to turn off the lights and go to sleep when the phone suddenly rang. It's so late, who is it? Qianlong complained, but dragged his exhausted body to the phone and said in a gentle tone. Hello, this is Dad's antique store. The store is closed. If you have any questions, we can talk about it tomorrow. As he spoke, he was about to hang up the phone and go to bed. The next moment, Chief Black's words came over the phone, which made him confused. Qianlong, should the charms you took away this afternoon be sent back to District 13? Chief Black. What charm did I take? Qianlong said with some confusion. In the afternoon, he was still in the store checking whether there were any translation errors in the magic that sealed the Holy Lord, and he never left the house. There is no time or reason to go to District 13 to get the talisman. It's the chicken talisman and the sheep talisman. Didn't you say Dad needs those two talismans? Chief Black obviously didn't expect Qianlong's answer, and he was a little confused. Chief Black, I didn't tell you that I was at Dad's antique shop all afternoon. Realizing that something was wrong with the situation, Qianlong became a little nervous. Chief Black, isn't the charm stolen?